trivial stuff that doesn't matter. You have to remember, guys are not your girlfriends. Okay? Like, they don't need to know how every pace made you feel and what it reminded you of from your past. Like, that is not necessary. And this is something we girls do because it's just how we like to talk. And if I'm using genders and stuff, just ignore that. Because honestly, guys can do this shit to girls too, or whatever you identify as. The rules still apply. When we're interested in somebody, we make ourselves available. We make it known how we feel, sometimes to a fault. You can't be doing more than they're doing. You need to be mirroring their behaviors. You need to be mirroring their engagement. So for every 5 texts you send, if he sends 1 or none for days, stop. Seriously, you're doing way too much, and you are no longer interesting. In fact, you're probably annoying, and you're probably stressing him out. If he's a halfway decent guy, he'll feel bad and guilty, but not enough to text you and let you know that you're doing too much. Why? Because you are totally available. And when he wants something like that, he'll know he can get that anytime, whether it's to stroke his ego or something else. Let me show you an example. This isn't just about texting. This predates texting. I mean, remember when people would write, I think, letters or something? Not like the things that like form words and stuff, but like actual paper letters. Yeah, people used to do that. And sometimes they would be referred to as love letters or Dear John letters or Scarlet letters or letters that you wrote and never sent, or letters that you sent and then totally regret. Yeah, you may be able to jump inside a post box, mailbox, and dig out a letter, but you can't unsend that text. Trust me, I should know. So, let me give you an example of a letter. Doesn't matter who it's from. We're totally going to change names. January 16th, 1985. Ew. Old. Okay. I have to think of a name for this person. We'll go with Chris, because I love Chris Brown. Okay, and this is a letter from a female, a very eager girlfriend, extra annoying. That meme, yeah, that's her. If she wrote a really weird, cringe love letter in 1985, it would be this. So, let's say that we'll name, because we're changing names. We don't want to throw anyone under the bus here. Because there's some tea, honey, that we don't need to get into. But yeah, so we'll change the guy's name to Chris, and then we'll call the girl, I'm trying to think who was, okay, whatever. Chris and Jessica. Does that work? Fine. Dear Chris, I was pleasantly surprised to find your card when I got in this evening. Okay. All right. Not a horrible start. Getting the phone bill wasn't quite so bad since there was a good thing too. Okay, honey, stop. So here's what you're saying. You're low-key guilting him on, okay, I guess this was back in the day when, like, maybe long distance was a problem or costs money, or I don't fucking know. I heard of it. I don't believe I really lived this time, but I've heard of. So, like, I mean, I remember people talking about, like, cell phone minutes being free or something, like, in some ancient technology dinosaur time. So think to that. So she's basically, in the first paragraph, guilt-tripping him because talking to him costs money. Well, yeah, honey. So, so first of all, she's like, oh my God, I'm so excited. And, I got a bill. Talking to you costs me money. But it's okay. So what is she saying? She's saying, it's okay. I will keep paying that bill to talk to you because I'm excited. Honey, stop. Getting the phone bill wasn't quite so bad since there was a good thing too. And the explanation point, not necessary. Life has settled into a routine now that, we have to name her daughter, Sarah and I have adjusted to the apartment, and now the holidays are over. Okay, so you hate holidays? Whatever. I certainly can't complain. The apartment is warm. Something the house isn't. I'm at peace with myself, and Sarah is healthy and happy. Okay, great. Okay, so far we got that, what did we name the girl? Jessica. Jessica is great, loving the apartment. It's, I'm guessing maybe she got divorced. I don't know. There's no subtext to this. I'm just making assumptions because most of the time when you downgrade from a house to an apartment, you're not like, oh my God. There's a lot of subtext going on here. So, Tuesday, the 22nd, is Sarah's 9th birthday. To celebrate, she's having 4 friends over Friday night for a slumber party. Bad mom, I don't get to have a friend over. Okay, so she's basically telling a guy that I'm assuming she's boinked, wants to boink, has boinked, plans on boinking, would like to boink again, about her daughter's, 9th birthday party. Boring, okay? Unless you guys are playing house and he's, a potential, daddy, slow your roll on the birthday details. And I'm a single mom, so I understand where she's coming from, but I don't know that they have that rapport. So far, I'm getting that she is just like, oh my God, I'm so excited, I have to tell you everything. And it's it's gross. Hang tight, because this is only page 1. It is not over. Oh God. So, before sexting, there was disgusting innuendos that are not sexy at all. Observe. Snow is forecast for tonight and tomorrow. I've heard we're going to get only 1 inch, and I've also heard we're going to get up to 8 inches. So who knows? I say snow is like sex. You never know how many inches you'll get or how long it will last. Okay, I don't know if that's supposed to be, sexy, because she's, saying, dick, you never know if it's going to be tiny or massive, probably not. You never know if it's going to last long enough for you to come or if you're barely going to notice he put it in at all. If she's trying to seduce Chris, she's, epically failing. And then watch this, right? Okay, just when you thought your dick could not shrivel back up inside you, she continues. Mother called Sunday to let me know they were back home from Missouri. Your granddad had a horrible cold. He was going to be carted off to the doctor if he didn't shape up by about Tuesday. I hope he's feeling better by now. Okay, honey, you don't... Okay. Alright, paragraphs, phrasing, structure, transitions. If you want to talk, segues, this is the most sick segue I've ever seen. First of all, you're trying to, talk about how, you're all lonely in your new apartment, but it's warmer than your house with, I'm guessing, your shitty marriage. And you're trying to seduce this guy. And then right after you talk about how you don't know if his dick is tiny or if it's going to last long enough for you to come too, you talk about mother. Now, I'm still not certain if this is, some weird cousin shit or if this is just, if they're on, if they just refer to mother as that, if it's not your, my, if pronouns do not matter or ownership doesn't matter, a specification doesn't matter. It's just weird. Okay? This is just ridiculous. And I can assure you that whoever this woman is, that nothing happened beyond this letter. There may have been some fun times. There may have been some really gross phone sex through a rotary style phone. But this was, from what I understand, the end of this. But we're not done with the letter. Oh, no. No. Just when you thought, it wasn't cringe enough. And trust me, you have sent texts like this. We all have. And it's embarrassing. But hopefully when you're trying to seduce, your segues are better than this. Anyways, I digress. Now, let's talk to... Now, okay, if we haven't been weird enough or cringe enough, now let's do something that I, refer to as fishing. So we're going to bag on ourselves. We're going to knock our own self-confidence here because we're expecting the guy to just fluff our ego and tell us, oh no, we're so beautiful. Observe. I signed up for 8 weeks of tennis lessons. So far, I've had 2. I hope I can begin playing on a weekly basis for the exercise. I sit so much at work and I don't exercise to begin with, so I felt I need something. Bathing suit season will be here before the bod is ready. Okay, what? So you're saying you live a sedentary lifestyle, stationary lifestyle, and you decided to get up off your ass and play tennis a little bit, and then, oh, bathing suit season is coming. Oh my, I'm not ready. And what? He's supposed to like call you and be like, oh no, you're so sexy. Let's talk about that snow and mother. Bitch, what are you doing? Like, thanks for the picture. Truthfully, I was a tad disappointed that it wasn't of you. But maybe some other time. Hint, hint. Okay, I don't know what fucking picture he sent, but apparently maybe it was just like a sunset that said, this is the sunset of our time and I will never see you again. Are you all better now? I hope so. Ooh, you know how Chris dissed her. He just straight up was sick and never recovered from this cold. Which is a fucking, bitch ass, like, fucking cop out move, but whatever. I respect it. I mean, this bitch is weird. Are you all better now? I hope so. For the first time in 5 years, I will make it through November, December without being sick. Bitch, no one cares. I've always come down with bronchitis, which lasts for about a month. Like this letter. And I always lose my voice for a couple days, much to my challenge, but others' delight. Yeah. Too bad your hands don't get sick, too. I, too, enjoyed introducing you to the Boulder area and wish we had more time together. I know he didn't. It seemed to me that our senses of humor are well matched. Okay, bitch. I never met anyone with whom I could wisecrack. Okay, this is so cringe. So easily, and on the same wavelength. Okay, bitch, this is redundant. This is redundancy. I'm still waiting for the pass. Sarah informed me of you in the mall. One of life's moments for sure. I guess I've rambled on enough that you're probably snoring by now. So I'll close. Take care of yourself, okay? ? Love, Jessica. You may not use the redonkulous language that she's chosen, or just the poor structure of choice of placement of subject matter and paragraph, and the really, really bizarre segue of mother and sex inches and impotency. But I guarantee at one point or another, you have sent a text that was just too much. And it doesn't matter how, like, awesome you think this guy or girl is. It doesn't matter, like, how different they are. You haven't seen the real them yet. You haven't had conflict with them yet. You haven't relied on them and been let down yet. You're only seeing the fucking fairy shit, dude. Everything's great then. Yeah, when it's like, when there's nothing serious on the table, when there's nothing to lose, and definitely nothing to gain. So this is how we fuck up, ladies, guys, whatever, simps, lames. When we start just realizing we're super into this person, and they're probably a little into us too, but when we're just extra wanting them to know that we're really into them, when you want to send that text, just stop yourself. Scroll through your phone and look at how many texts they've sent you. If you're sending 2 times the text of them, you have to stop. Like, I don't care how nice they are. I don't care how polite they are, or if they're not much of a texter. I mean, all you're doing is just showing how desperate you are, how you have no fucking life. I'm sorry to say it. I don't mean to be rude, but this is really what you're projecting. Hey, I have nothing better to do. I'm bored. I'm super crazy obsessed with you. And did I mention how great we are and how funny you are? And oh my God, here's some stupid shit about my day that you don't care about. So it's so easy to fall into this trap. It's so easy to lose track of when it becomes that way. But here's how you know. If you're sending texts to whomever and you're like anxious waiting for them to reply back, if you're waiting at all, unless this is like a life or death fucking thing, like literally life or death, not like, drama. But if it's like a real, other than that, like, send a text and fucking go about your life. You cannot live your life waiting for them to respond because they can sense that. And you know how they can sense that? Because the second they write something, you write back immediately. And it's like, whoa. So what does that say? You have no life, you have nothing better to do, and you are just... And you wonder why you're no longer interesting. You wonder why they'll pull back. You wonder why something happens, that something changes, but you did it to yourself. And I can sit here and sound like I'm talking shit. Like, I mean, I will clown that letter. Like, that is horrible. But we've all done this with text, and I'm telling you, that's where you fuck up. That's where you fuck up. If you were to stop yourself every time you almost send that extra text, it doesn't matter. I guarantee you they're going to be more interested and they're going to respond more because you're less available. Your time, when it's more rare, when it's more sparse, they appreciate it more because they're not like, oh, this bitch is literally waiting on her phone for me to write back. Stop doing that. And I think that wraps up that first topic. Hold on.